Come on. Come on. Yeah, come on back up. That's right, coach. There you
Da
go.
da 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 da.
Oh, that's the WAP right there. I know the WAP.
I ain't hear that in a long time. The WAP. Yeah, coach.
No, my question.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, my question was, with deals that, or potential deals that I have that I cannot submit before through the back office, I'm reporting those to Mr. Seidler. And I guess we're talking to the potential seller, but we don't want to say we'll get back to you within, let's say, 24 hours, right? Or 48 hours, because understanding this in time that we need to, I guess, research and invest and make sure it's a green light. And so I'm just trying to make sure I navigate that correctly, because if it's a week out and I, haven't responded back to someone, I think it kind of puts us in a position to where someone else could step in, it may be a good deal, but we might miss it or so forth. So I'm just trying to understand how to really navigate that after submitting, a deal, and we're waiting that waiting period.
Okay, and you're dealing directly with the homeowner, right?
Yes.
Okay, and when you're dealing with the homeowner and you've got their asking price and you've then applied our formula, and then you know what we're going to want to offer, the next thing is submitting that offer to that particular person. You can do that first verbally and get a response or have a notification, and then we'll put it in writing and send it out to them to sign. So once you have that formula, and you're of course not going to go to the max allowable offer. You're going to drop down several because everybody's always going to counter offer and see see if you can get to an agreeable amount below that maximum allowable offer. And then if you can, then that's when you make sure you have the person's email address, so forth. You can contact myself, and we can get a contract drawn up, emailed to them to sign. And then that's when we go through our due diligence process. If you haven't been able to look at the property and take some pictures and walk through yourself, that we would look to have a contractor see if our numbers are still good, whether it's a medium or a heavy, repair. And that's pretty much the next step. That where it's a real green light. It's a yellow light until we really get the inspection on that property. But it's totally green once we confirm those repair costs, and you got the right offer. Then that's a green light all the way when we go into closing.
Okay.
Do we have a coach? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is there a particular video in the back office that would assist her and anyone else on the exact process, so that whenever they need to go back to a particular point, they can look at that and listen to that? That would be great.
Yes, we called it an onboarding. So when you go into the deal finder category, look at the onboarding videos, and that's for everybody coming in to know those processes within the first 28 days.
Right. So I just wanted to make sure, again, like you said, following the formula, between can I give an example real quick? So if there's a property that, based off of what I've seen in the back office and the videos, my thoughts are it's a light medium. And I utilize, let's say 35 per square feet, and it's 1,400 square feet. And but when I'm looking at the pictures of the property, only maybe the bathroom needs to be renovated, or only the kitchen maybe need to be updated. We're still gonna apply that 35, per square feet for the total of the house, even though, it's not a full renovation.
So,
does that make sense?
You may not have seen this other video. But right now, we are not going to use light ever. We haven't seen a light
Oh,
yet.
okay, okay.
We seen a light skin, but we ain't see a light. We ain't see a light, not yet.
Okay,
So,
so wipe out the
so
light. Okay, so,
yeah, so
okay,
start at a medium,
okay,
uh, and if you see your the property area of the comps is pretty high, if you could be safe and look at a heavy, so you can kind of see what your max allowable offer would change if it was a medium or a heavy. And so that will give you a window of kind of, when you call them to negotiate, that'll kind of give you some wiggle room to really see, you know, if we can keep it a profitable deal based on what we're going to offer to them potentially verbally.
okay,
You see what I mean?
okay,
So, that is the whole goal. But start with a medium, and then don't hesitate to speak to the homeowner, going below that amount, 5,000, maybe below, just depending on how, much the property's worth, 5 to 7,000 below as a negotiating range difference.
okay.
Okay.
So that's give the Pepto Bismol.
Yes. Now, how many offers? This is a quiz for everybody. How many offers do you have to make to get a deal?
10. 5 a day.
Well, a little more than that, huh?
Oh,
What
more
do
than
you?
that, 50.
There you go.
That's not really problem. Oh, that's the car. Is it 20? Is it how many?
All
what
right.
he has? Oh, look, he's like, all right, he's gonna give us some money. Okay.
Well, I think somebody said like five a day is the offers. So,
Yeah.
we
Okay.
we we want to,
Uh-oh.
you got the echo.
I think we're good.
So, so that number that you want to understand is so that you guys keep a realistic expectation that, you are still in a numbers game as a discount buyer. Some people get emotionally attached to, one or two deals, and we've seen people not, keep the faith and realize that it's a numbers game. You are finding people who want to give up equity in their house because they have a motivated situation. And the first time you call them may not be that, they may not be that motivated the first time. That doesn't mean that situation can't change in the future. So never throw a lead away. Following up with people if you see that their home is still for sale, and then their decisions can change. Some people just aren't motivated at the first time. So understand that. Uh, just make the offers. Don't hesitate to make offers.
Okay.
That's the key. Don't be gun shy about making offers, because that's how you go through the numbers game.
Thank you so much.
Great question. Great question. I know you'll be teaching pretty soon.
Hey, Coach, I have a question. This is Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
I
Yeah,
have a gentleman,
it's coming through my mic.
I have a gentleman who has several homes. They're like they buy at auction. Okay. Now I looked at two of his properties, and when you say a foundation issue, what does that look like?
When you walk into the house on the floor, you're seeing that it's not level. It looks like
Okay.
we had some movement, cracks, and those types of things.
Okay. Well, the one house had a crack all the way through it and in the garage, but it also had the back porch had a deep, like it had fallen through. It had a deep space between it. So that would be something that we would not want.
Well, have you made a connection with a contractor yet? Do you have like two or three contractors that you built
Not
a
yet.
relationship?
I have one. No, I've not built any relationships yet. Sorry.
Because hopefully if they can come take a look at it, then you will know for sure uh, if it's not a go based on that. Definitely foundational issues are serious type of repair.
Right. Okay, I was just, and another one I looked at was a 1930s home. He had a new AC. It's a heavy. It needs a lot of work.
Hmm.
I'm just kind of, I guess I'm just being too timid about this still.
And what makes you timid about it?
I think I'm second guessing myself. First I said yes, then I thought maybe no, because it's in a perfect spot. But he mentioned something about even knocking it down and building a duplex there, because it's a beautiful
Okay.
lot. But I didn't think we did stuff like that.
Well, buying the land we do, and if it's something that we're just going to buy and tear down again, area of doing that is going to be the most important thing because you have to have an area that really has people wanting to buy property there if you're going to build new construction there. Um, because you're going to be putting that full investment into that new construction and land property. So here's one thing that you can do to not be gun shy.
Okay.
Once you do your comps
Yes.
and you see whatever value it is, even if it's our 70%, right?
Yes.
I just want you to get your feet wet and offer them 50%. And and don't worry if they cuss you out. I just want you to get into the game of having a conversation. And if they say, "Oh no, it's not that much," then I want you to begin to start having conversations so you can see what homeowners are looking for the house, and then you can start getting some knowledge on what is a good deal and not a good deal. Because if you stay timid and you don't jump in the water somehow, you're not going to learn how to swim.
Very, very true.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Thank you, Coach.
No problem.
Coach, that was awesome, Coach Hope. That was awesome. I want you to I want to go a little further.
Yes.
Whenever and I want y'all to get this now, because she's not going to do 5 offers tomorrow because we didn't put a date on it. So whenever y'all tell me y'all going to do something, I know Eric got a whole lot of my coaches. He knows all this stuff probably. Anything we say we're going to do, y'all, put a date and time on it. Because I know from just old coaching just a little while that when we don't put that date and time on it, that means they heard me, but they didn't say when it's going to happen. So we want to get 5 offers a day. What's the day? The day's Thursday.
Yes.
We want to start by Monday, which means you want to maybe put 1 or 2 offers in tomorrow. Maybe next day you might put 1 or 2 offers in, get your feet wet, like Coach said. But then by Monday, we want everybody putting in a minimum of 5 offers a day, because that's going to get you a deal. Everything else, we're going to just be talking about this next week and next month and then following month. So everybody got that?
Yes.
Starting
Yes.
Monday, 2 things got to happen. Because ain't but 2 things we do, y'all. We build a team and we find a deal. That'll change your whole life. You build a team, you teach them how to find a deal and how to build a team. So we build a team. Well, we know how to do that. We're going to invite to the presentations. But then we find a deal. We put offers. We don't. It's not personal. It's not. We don't have no emotional attachment to it. It's just an activity. I got to ask y'all this before I pass it back to Coach. And I'm just curious now. Just curious. Which one of y'all? Let me just think of a practice that y'all do every day. Well, let me change that. I believe people do every day. How many of y'all wake up in the morning, go to the restroom and get your toothbrush, put toothpaste on it, brush your teeth, and you're emotionally attached to that? I mean, y'all like have a conversation with the toothpaste and like, oh, I'm so glad I see you this morning. Oh my God, I was wondering, would you be here? Any one of y'all ever done that? Because if you did, I got a doctor I want y'all to see. Right? Nobody's done that. Is that correct? Nobody's done that.
Correct.
No, that's correct.
But you do the activity all the time.
Yes,
but you're not emotionally attached to it.
correct.
If you do this activity all the time and not be emotionally attached to it, you're going to see success. So I want y'all to know about the activity, but I want you to put a date on it. And see a date we can track. Because if someone say, Jonathan, I put in 5 offers and we don't, or I'm going to do 5 offers and we don't put a date to it. They say, well, the year ain't over with, Jonathan. No, we're gonna put some dates on it. You're not gonna be emotionally attached, and watch the results. Coach, back to you. Oh, before we go, wait a minute, hold on. No, she don't want to go. Yeah, let me get y'all. Let y'all say hello to this young lady while she's getting better. Hold on 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Bear with me. Mom. The team know that you're not at your best right now. They just want to say hello to you. Y'all, she's listening, and some of y'all may have heard her voice. Some of y'all met her live, but so her voice is a little different. She's trying to clear it up now. She's trying to clear it up. All right, good stuff, young lady. So y'all just say hello. Y'all can just say hello.
Hello.
Praying for you, mother.
Yes, we're praying for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, you are healed.
Yes.
Do you mind if we stop right now and pray for you out loud?
I don't mind at all.
Lady B.
Well, Father, in the name of Jesus, we just thank you right now for touching our mother, Lord God. We thank you, Father, for your anointing power touching her body from the top of her head to the soles of her feet. We know, Lord God, that you are the great healer that can take every portion of her body and mend it to where you want it to be. You are one who watches over your word to perform it, so we speak your word over her. And we thank you in advance for doing a great and mighty work through our dear mother. In the name of Jesus.
Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen. I appreciate that, y'all. And
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
That's true.
Amen.
Bye-bye.
Still got your picture. Oh, yeah. With the hat. I know she's a house lady.
all right, well, save your voice. Let me know if you need anything else. All right. All right, y'all. Coach, back to you. Y'all do your thing, and I'm gonna leave this young lady, and I'll just be listening for a little while, and then I'm gonna chime off. But thank y'all all for being just the phenomenal group that you are, and I look forward to seeing y'all approximately tomorrow's Friday, approximately 7 to 8 days from this very moment. Till then, God bless. I'm gonna go on mute.
Okay, God bless you.
God bless you.
All right. Back over to you, Eric.
All right, so Charity has a question.
I have one question for you. If we have landlords that are living in the property, do we ask, and everything they have, the criteria, all the criteria are in place, but that's just the only thing. Do we keep in contact with them and ask them when do they plan on moving out, or do you just go ahead and move to the next?
Yeah, we definitely are. The number one criteria, as you're going to see with our strategies, is that the property is vacant. But if they are someone that's recently getting ready to move, or the lease is getting ready to the contract end and so forth, you want to know that information so that you can, then the homeowner will be more motivated when they don't have any payments coming in, or they know they're not going to, and they may not want to, cover those costs or so forth because that person's leaving or moving. So, but we definitely don't want to be in a position of moving someone out or having someone get kicked out for a real estate deal. Yeah.
Let me move to all camera. Coach, thank you so much. Okay, I have a question. So can you admit this?
Yes, I got it.
You got it. Okay, so my question is, with what you all have seen with people submitting deals, what is the thing that they end up leaving off Because I know sometimes people, should do things and they think they're following the formula, but as an educator, graded papers or redundant things, it's like certain things are usually commonly forgotten, and it's that little mistake that they make that make the given or make their formulation or make what they turn into you incomplete. What are some of those common things that you've seen that I can make sure that we can make sure within our team and whoever we train that they are following throughout the process? What is some of the common stuff that you've seen that's been left out on this?
Well, this may sound sarcastic, but the homeowner.
The homeowner. No, it doesn't sound sarcastic at all.
A lot of people think our business is just throwing a formula on some property randomly anywhere, and we're supposed to buy it because they have a formula. Uh, the biggest key is finding the motivated seller. Um, that's really the first ingredient. And then with that motivated seller, of course, it takes some experience figuring out the repair costs and doing the due diligence. And that's where we're trying to teach people to develop those relationships, because then not only can you get better accuracy on the repair costs, because that's where your profit can slip away from you really quick. Is a misunderstanding of those repair costs. And I'll back up and say one of the big things, people are not learning their market. Learning your market is so key, because if you're not learning your market, then you're not looking in the right areas where an investor, and the people that we know who want to turn their money over fast, are going to want to do something. So when you're looking at the comps, when you're looking at comparables, if you find that it's difficult to find houses that are comparably sold in the last 6 months, then that's not a good market. That's not a good area that you're in. When you find those areas that have, man, there's so many comps, which three do I choose? Now you're in the right area where houses are moving. And so I would say that definitely would be one of the starting factors, is people identifying their markets, not looking, 3 states away for some big deal, but learning their market.
Nadia, question.
No, that was,
What does it make you think of?
well, that was just
I was gonna say that was really key for me because it's like you said, you can find a house in a certain market or area, but when you're looking at the comps, if you're struggling to find the comps, then that's an indication that that might not be where you really want to target or focus. And so that's something that I really keep in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna help because I didn't realize or didn't really dawn on me until you said it that it's key if you're struggling, because I've had a property where I just couldn't find any comp, associated. I had to go extended, I think about 30 to 50 miles to even find something that would, fit. So that was really good to hear. If there's a lot of comps, then that is an indication. Is it any other indication from market wise that we need to take into consideration beyond comp?
Yeah, look up on Google the average medium sale price. So that's going to help you get in the right dollar amount range of houses, 3-bed, 2-bath, in that average medium price. So that way that's what houses are moving for quickly in that particular area. So Google average medium price sale in that particular city, zip code. That also will be another key indicator for you. Good question.
Thank you.
Average median sale.
Medium price.
Price, I'm sorry. I wrote it down on our
I
board.
said it both ways. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so
So just as another analogy, so you guys understand what you're up against in a market where there's good houses going for sale. I like to use the analogy of a car dealer. So if you have a car dealership, if you're going to an auction, you obviously are looking to buy a car at a good discount because you're not trying to drive that car. You just want to resell it for a profit.
Mhm.
Well, at that same auction, you have some people that they're buying their first car. So they're emotionally attached to, they're obviously willing to pay more for that, you know, car because they want to own it and drive it and share with their friends. So understand when it comes to houses, you know, again, when you're in those areas and you're in those markets, you know, you can be competing against people who want to buy the house to live in, and they've already got a pre-approved loan for to buy a house, which is much larger than any investor would ever pay for. So that's why you can't be emotionally attached when, you know, oh, you know, they didn't take my offer, they took somebody else's offer, and then you go back and you look and you see that, you know, they bought it for amount higher than our max allowable offer. Then you begin to understand how that happens. It's not because you didn't, you know, do a good deal or didn't or weren't looking at the right deal. You are competing against people who want to live in those homes versus investors.
yeah, I had this situation with a house not far from here on Dawson in Russia. Um, Nice house, sale price on Zip for 249. Except the estimate for asking like 260. And so I did the numbers and was asking her about, you know, first at that time, I was asking her about doing the wholesale offer, and then I figured out that wasn't the thing to do. So then I asked her about doing the lease option. And so both times she said, well, what you all would offer is not going to be what I can get if I sell the house to somebody. And we're not in a rush to sell. So that goes to the same thing about a motivated seller. She's like, you know, we're not in a rush to sell. We're living here until we get that particular amount that we've been looking for, which I think is like 260. But they're saying they're not in a rush.
Right.
So, you know, the house had 80% equity in it because they'd almost paid it off. So, you know, it would have been, but like, you know, so that makes sense. Right? That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Now,
Right.
if they're living in the house, you know, definitely, you know, they're
Right.
if they're moving, it's going to be more difficult because they need the money to get into the other house that they need to sell. If it's a nice house like that and it's vacant, that's what we're going to be excited about when you have another strategy in your tool belt of lease options. So when it's a property that may not be good for fix and flip, could turn out to be a lease option when that property is move-in ready, uh, you know, potentially. So there'll be different strategies that, as we're all learning more of these strategies, when we come across different homeowner situations, it's about finding whatever is the best solution, and it's a win-win for both that person to get what they want and us to get what we want. And that just becomes with creative strategies as we all get more experience working with business cyclers. So remember that it's not one strategy fits all.
Right.
You may look at a property and change your strategy once you find out the homeowner's need.
When you get that in here, Sheila. Thanks. Okay, so I have another question along that line because here lately I've been looking at a lot of possibilities for lease option. The question for our group that I wanted to ask is, if we're looking at a lease option, we know how to qualify the homes that are for wholesale, for fixing.
Mhm.
So how do we qualify a home or qualify the owner or qualify the deal period when it comes to lease option? How do we know that this is going to be something that's good or appropriate? What are the indicators? What should we be, what should be on our checkoff list?
Absolutely, you're gonna be, go ahead, Jonathan.
I ain't want you to be sweating on that one, Coach. We got a saying in this family, y'all. We got a saying in this program. Don't let somebody drown. You see them drown, throw them a life, throw them a life jacket, throw them something, throw them that rubber thing they throw people. Don't let them drown. So, I said, I don't know, Coach. No, I don't know if Coach knows that one, but he might. You know what? Coach, you want me to take it? Coach, you want me to take it?
I'm writing some.
Was that crickets? Did I hear crickets?
You taking that life jacket to the store?
Y'all, it's the questions. It's the questions that their answer to the question. You are all gonna have scripts. You already have scripts. Some of you may be brand new. It's the question. So it's gonna come down to, oh, this is a nice home. Oh, again, it's nothing. It's not 1, 2, 3. It's kind of just conversational. So when y'all start looking at the script, you're going to see some key things. I'm just bringing it to life. You want to ask people questions about the property and so on and so forth. But this key question. Oh, now what are and they may choose to say, may not. Some people don't feel comfortable asking people, if you don't mind, what's the monthly payments on this property? I say, hey, Sally, we have a program that we can use to get the monthly payments. But while I have you on the line, see, I kind of threw in there, I could get it without you telling me, without saying it that way. Sally, we have a program that pulls up what people's monthly payments are. Being that I have you on the line now, you mind telling me what the monthly payments are? And they say a number, $1,000 a month. Okay, great. And then I'll say something like, it's also a little psychology. I'll say something like, well, at least you don't have any problem paying, where you live and this property at the same time. That's when they're going to start saying, oh, yes, I do. Tired of this property, paying every month on this thing and nobody's in it. I know, it's a lot of little questions. That's why I say we got the main thing we are is really in sales. This is not really real estate, it's more about sales. I know how to ask a question without asking that question. I know how to get the pain out of you if it's a pain. They told me what the monthly payments are. Well, at least I'm glad you got the type of job that you can cover the payments where you live and this empty property as well. They normally let you know. No, you're thinking wrong, champ. Stuff like that, because I'm learning in the questionnaire that they need a remedy for these monthly payments that they're paying. Now, they may not accept what I'm about to say in a moment, but you won't know till you ask. So it's going to get to a point where I'll say, well, Sally, let me ask you a question. If I can rid you of all those monthly payments, I would love to be able to rent the property for a short period of time and then buy it down the road. Is that something you'd be interested in possibly entertaining, or maybe not? They'll tell you. I'm not sure. What does that look like? Or, yeah, I might be. Or no, I need to sell it up front. See, if they need to sell it, they need to sell it now. Ain't nothing you can say. That's nothing you can say. They need to sell it. They want to sell it. They want out. But it's the question. It's not really the property didn't qualify. The seller qualified. So you'll read the questionnaire. All this stuff will be in the questionnaire. And then, but you got to master it. You can't just read it one day and just calling people, and then they can tell you're reading something. So that's where the role playing comes in. All these things, we go over in trainings, but that's the answer to that question. They will tell you when you ask them, are they open? Bottom line, the main question is, are you open to me renting it for a short period of time? Maybe 36 months, 48 months, and then buying it at that time. And, because I can at least make sure you don't have to pay those monthly payments. Is that something that you'd be interested in? Because they told you they're pain points. Coach, back to you.
All right. I got my sweat ready. Thank you. So again, these strategies, we're not going to learn them overnight, and we get better by doing.
So, real quick, one thing, this option, basically, you have.
I can barely hear you.
Are you able to hear me?
That's better.
Okay. So when do we hit 911 for the lease option? Do we need to get that information first and then hit the 911, or?
On when you're going to start submitting lease options, I don't know if Jonathan is doing those actively yet publicly with everybody, but he's on here to answer that with that. I don't know. I haven't started working with anyone in the field doing those yet, because those are part of the REI cash flow training. Go ahead, John.
Okay.
Yeah, when we know somebody's trained on it, then they can do 911. Until we know they're trained on it, somebody can't just call me and just 911. I got a lease option,
Right.
and I know you ain't trained that yet. No, they'll have a rude awakening. Yeah, we don't, yeah, we're not here to waste time, not at all. I just say it ain't that kind of party. So, because I know that people have the idea of it, but not the full training of it, no one is right now qualified to. None of you in the field. Terry isn't, and the leaders, but no one else is proven yet to know the process.
Okay.
But that's coming right now. The truth is, past 3 weeks, more of the focus has been on back office, getting the matrix up, a lot of stuff. So I didn't get to do this training that I normally do. So that's not an issue at this time.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Coach, back to you.
In the field, on the chat, if they have any questions.
All right, go ahead, Chair. Go ahead. Chat.
Oh, okay, so anyone?
We got
Anyone that has any questions in the chat? Does anyone have any questions in the chat?
And just real quick, from the chat, I don't know if y'all was saying, or everybody, somebody may not, but just for recording's sake, because that doesn't show the chat. Tanya has said, hi, Eric, Brenda, Coach Mark, Charity, and Veronica, and good evening, Dr. Seigler. And then Nadia.
She thought she was Veronica.
Oh, she did. Thank you, Veronica. No, Tanya, that's is here. Yeah, Tanya, that's Nadia. It's not Veronica. Come in. She came back though. She came back. She said, good evening, Nadia. Yeah, she came back. She came back. Good evening, Nadia. She got it. So anyway, but if you have any questions from where you are at home, this is the time to ask them. Either unmute or put it in the chat. Hey, Miss Marty. Let's see, have Camelia that's on, Sheila Ward that's on. Of course, Miss Tanya has asked her question.
Now,
Want to give y'all
this location, tell me about this location where you're at, Eric.
This is one of the local coffee houses. Miss
Okay.
Dolores Nettle is the owner. I was just an author. She's the owner, and this is the upstairs loft of that coffee house.
All right. Will they let you, advertise their real estate,
Yes, sir.
training or? Okay, awesome.
Most
And,
definitely.
is there a drive-through?
Unfortunately, the way the building is made, it is not. But
It's
if
not?
you're in a hurry, they will bring it out to you.
On the days that you're doing your presentations, you guys can think of this as a budget to where everybody that comes for coffee, you're basically, going to say, hey, you've got $1 off on your coffee, you know, courtesy of, this such and such real estate group, and then give them a flyer or card that invites them back to the nights where you're doing presentations on real
That's
estate.
what's up. Love it.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Working, Coach, you better get it, Coach Park. You better get, you know what, speaking on marketing, can I add something? I think I missed it a little bit of it. The QR codes, I don't know what AJ is working with, but I had an epiphany, I don't know, maybe it was just, I had a vision. But, when we're out and about, I do vending, cause I make art, so I've been every Saturday or, throughout the week. And
Mhm.
instead of having just like a flyer sitting on my table,
Mhm.
mixed messages that I'm selling this and I'm advertising this, is there a way I can get or we can get like a QR code made that has the presentations linked to
Yes.
the QR code? Say for instance, I'm talking about the deal finder. Hey, I see that you're an Airbnb person. Da 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 da. Have you ever thought about real estate investing? No, I haven't thought about it. Boom, give them the QR code. Have them
Mhm.
send that, and they can go straight to the presentation.
Yes, the QR code is basically a way to redirect person to a web address. So you definitely want to get your own just domain name. And I'll make sure if Eric's not already in touch with AJ that he is, so he can work with you guys on adding those QR codes to your marketing, especially even there in the coffee house.
Okay, that's great. That's excellent. That is
AJ
one of,
that man, AJ that man.
yes, I'm not in touch with them, so as soon as you put us in touch, we'll roll on that for real, for real.
Absolutely. I'll make a
Thanks.
joint chat. Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, we got so much in house. This team is awesome.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited for what I'm hearing and seeing now. Well, all of you. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a good setup.
Thank you. Yeah, you haven't have you had the opportunity to speak with Veronica yet or meet Veronica? Because she was at the
Yes.
Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Oh, did I? Did I talk her up? That is funny. Hey, lady. Right. Lady B, can you hear us? I know you're kind of propagating into the system there. Are you where you can speak? Veronica? She may not be able to speak yet, but that's funny. Yeah, there she goes. Hey, we saw you for a second. I was just asking Coach if he met you, and then there you go.
Yes, I have.
I owe
How you
Coach a
doing?
slideshow.
Good to see you.
Good to see y'all. Are y'all in Goshen?
Yeah, we are.
Uh-oh.
So look, do you have a question? Because we're gonna let Coach Mark and Mr. Seigler jump off in this because we've been bombarding them with questions. Do you have anything you want to ask?
Down. We're good. I know how to reach out to him when I need to.
Gotcha.
And it's been recorded.
Well, now the reason why, because some of the questions that we've asked are things that we've talked about. The reason why we're getting them answered on here is so that the team will know, or others that may not know those questions can hear those answers. So is there anything that you can think of that you may have asked in private or what have you that might benefit the group that you could ask just so that there can be an answer on the line? And if not, that's cool.
Eric, don't hold it against me, but my brain is mush right now.
Hey, I'm not holding it against you at all. It's the end of a long day for you. So I get
Right.
it. Yes. All right.
I'm about
Anybody?
to bike for an hour.
Okay. Anybody? So we didn't have any in the chat. Nobody came on. Well, Coach, I thank you, and I don't want to keep you and Mr. Cycle. I'm just going
When,
to do some.
when is the next meeting? Do you guys have these regularly scheduled?
Uh, Not yet, but
Okay.
that's kind of this evening what we're going to be talking about, along with some other things. So,
Coach, when are you coming to Biloxi?
I know that's the question right there. I'm
That is
sure
a
when it's
question. Is
when
it a
it when
valid
it
one?
it is it is when it's snowing here, I'm gonna be a motivated traveler for
Fly
sure.
south for the winter. Understood.
I told Jonathan, I said, man, you guys building down there, I may have to look for a house down there myself.
Hey,
oh, we got
who's your
plenty.
favorite realtor?
Look, I got a
Love
lease
it.
option for you already, 2 of them.
All right, folks. I know you guys want me to go do what I have to do, and I'm trying to do it. Uh,
Look, I'm here if you need me, Coach. I'm here if you need me.
I
We
you
want to
know I
help
need you know I need you.
and call. I stay up late and I get up early, so you can call anytime.
Okay. You my brother then. Good.
So no, I mean y'all are free to to hang out. I'm just going to do some kind of in-house stuff with the group.
No
I just want
problem.
to make sure that everybody had their questions. I know y'all are real busy, so I want to knock that
Thank you
out real
all.
quick.
Thank you
We'll
for
see y'all.
coming on.
See you on Saturday. No problem.
Thank you for your time. All right, take care.
Thank you so much,
Bye
Coach.
now.
All right, peace.
Blessings, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Thank you all so much.
All right,
Veronica, good
all
to
right,
see
Dr.
you,
J.
girl. Good to see you in the house, girl. All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. Blessings to you all.
Hey.
We'll see you all soon.
You as well, sir.
Bye for now.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Veronica, you getting it in, ain't you? That's what I'm talking about. You making use. That's it. That's it. Anything that we can do while do something else, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Okay, so with the team, I believe this one on since that was muted. Okay. So just kind of to go over real quick, of course, y'all can't see, but for those who jump in a little bit later, and then those who are here, please fill in the gaps. Yeah. All right, so we had questions about, I don't have that one written down, but we had, well, maybe I do. Yeah, I did flip it. We had questions about when you're doing the fix and flip deals, what was the question I asked? I said, what are some of the things that are left out, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when deals are turned in, now we showed the formula, so when this is sent back to you, the formula is gonna be on the screen. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and pull it up now. Let's go ahead and show it again. Because we did go through this, and both Dr. J and let's see, get that out of here. Coach Mark gave some input on it. So just as a real quick overview, this is in our Telegram group, thanks to Charity to be honored. So onboarding deal finder, the question was asked, where is this? So Coach made it clear that in the back office, you will find this in the onboarding. It's going to be titled onboarding deal finder. So what is a 911 deal? So to make sure that you've gotten everything in place, you want to complete the formula for the maximum allowed offer. That's what MAO stands for. Have all your properties analyzed. It's good to use the insight of a realtor if you have one available, and we do have one on our team. Matter of fact, we have more than one now. Speak with the homeowner to get video and pictures of the property, and make sure that you are including the name of the homeowner along with their phone number and even their present address in case something needs to be mailed to them. Speak with the realtor to get the real estate professional to get disclosures and the comps. Submit your offer details in the back office. Send 911 when you've done all the analysis and know you have a deal. So the thing is, they're not wanting us to submit a deal before we make sure that, I don't know if you can see.
No, yes.
Okay, so not want to submit a deal before we make sure that we follow all of that. Now, if there was something else, what was the other thing that he pointed out?
He wants us to know, that we're not dealing with light, we're only dealing with medium.
Thank you. So if you're going to a place and you're looking at it and say, oh, this is light. He pointed out, Dr. Seigler pointed out that we're not dealing with light, Coach Mark did as well. We're not dealing with light, so you're only going to use in your formula the calculations for medium and heavy. Okay, so that's a good thing to know because we hadn't really considered that. We're kind of having to talk, but that's the nuance. And as we get more into doing deals, we're going to learn more of those nuances. So when you're submitting, only submit medium or heavy. So if you consider the light, then of course you're going to label it, categorize it as a medium. Anything else was pointed out?
He also said, don't be afraid to make the offer and see. I thought we had to submit all of this first, get green light, and then
Submit.
make the offer.
I think that is the correct place. I think from the way I heard the conversation going, I think something kind of got lost in translation.
Okay.
Yeah, because when he said it, it was, so I think that was something that got lost in translation. But yeah, so stay with the way we were first taught on that part.
Okay.
Submitting it.
Right,
this is good. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, don't be afraid to make the offer.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm hearing him saying that, and I'm guessing, he was really talking about more so.
Is your mic on?
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to make sure, keep it on, 'cause I want to make sure they can hear you.
Can they hear you? No, I got
No,
mine
mine
on
is
mute.
not.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
mine.
Then, make sure mine is closer to her. Where's mine?
I can unmute myself. I can unmute
Okay,
myself.
good,
Can you hear me?
good.
So, he did, speak on, you know what?
Don't be afraid to, like, it's one of those salesman type things. Like seeing where they are. Like if you kind of know the formula or whatnot, and you like, they say, oh, I'm only looking for like 180, and you kind of like, don't be afraid to negotiate. And if they're like, I don't know, I'll be like, okay, well, let me talk to my partners. We're gonna run the numbers, check out everything, and then come back with the 911, because he did say the main ingredient is finding that motivated seller. So if you actually give an offer and they like, yeah, I'm with that, then maybe you can go ahead and go straight to 911, like, y'all, they ready to go right now, and then they'll be ready to call quickly and say, okay, now we can go through these numbers right then and there, and then, make that offer or make sure that number matches with the numbers that they have. I don't know, but I believe that the reason why he said don't be afraid to negotiate or give an offer, just to get your feet wet, so you won't be scared to not make an offer. That's what I took from it. So we still are, Veronica got her hand up. Okay, hold on, Veronica, I got you next. But I believe we still are to go with the formula, go how we're supposed to do it. But I think he was just kind of giving you that nudge, like, don't be afraid to make an offer, because you can say, I'm ready to sell. I need to sell right now. Well, what price are you looking for? And I think that's where it is. Like, well, I'm really looking at 180, and then you kind of give them like that's that Pepto-Bismol look. You're like, can you get a little bit lower or something like that? And if they're like, you know what, if you give me 160,000 right now, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Then that's like one of those things. Like, okay, we know that they're motivated, they're ready to go, and you can actually just, I believe, 911 them and said, I just offered them this, and they said they're ready for that price.
And you've done all the other, right.
And then after that, you can go ahead and do it.
Okay, so Veronica, what did you have?
Is she unmuted too?
Can you unmute?
Yes.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
So I had two things. I forgot the second thing. And that one was really important to me. So
It'll come
I had a
back.
coach. Yeah, I had a coach tell me yesterday when we were talking about submitting offers, you should literally be, I know what the second thing was, but on the offer, the way you make offers, you apply the formula and then you just start dropping it every turn. And he usually goes by 10, he drops it 10, 10, 10. He said the type of offer you should submit him or submit a property owner should make you uncomfortable. That's a deal. That's what he considers a deal. So
Okay.
I don't know where we are with that, but I'm glad to hear the part about submit the offers. I kept missing the whole submit the offers. I will submit offers now.
Yes,
yes.
Before
Yeah, because
you move from that,
you gotta remember I'm coming into this with a realtor hat on. We don't submit offers. We don't play with the numbers with people. Right. So I'm trying to get away from that.
Right.
So
right.
My other thing
Hey, Veronica, before you go to the other thing, I have a question.
What's that?
Can you remember the other thing? Because I know with me I can forget. Can you remember the other thing, or do you need to go and see it?
The other thing was about the comps.
Okay.
So I heard y'all talking about formulas. My question was, because all of the platforms differ, like I'll say RPR and PropWire are marginally smaller than the amounts that I would get from PropStream, or even if I do my own comps.
Right.
So I would like you guys' opinion. Where are we with what we would use as a valuation tool? Are we definitely going with realtors comps? Are we definitely going with PropWire? Or is there something that's Zillow? Are we definitely going with a Zestimate? Right. And I think I was explaining this to Ms. Brenda the other day. Mississippi is a non-disclosure state. So Zestimates and just about any other valuation tool like PropStream and PropWire are not as accurate as having a realtor do comps, because by law, we're not supposed to disclose that without express permission from the owner. Mm-hmm. So that's just a good thing to know for you guys moving forward. Well, this comes out of my licensed law book, and each state is different. So like they can do something differently in Florida or Georgia. Well, I know not Georgia because they full reciprocal with Mississippi, but Michigan maybe can be totally different from Mississippi.
Okay, Lady B has something.
I remember Coach saying earlier when that question was asked about Googling the average comps within the neighborhood with that zip code. Okay. And so we go with those numbers that are, within that neighborhood.
But my question for that is, how do we know that those are accurate? Because unless a realtor or the actual owner disclose that information, then those are just guess.
Well, I don't think they're really looking at precise numbers, so to speak. It's the average, because he did miss the average. Yeah. So when you look at what the last house was sold, maybe 2 doors down within the last 18 months, if it had been sold or whatever the case may be, you're looking at the average of what the houses are
what I'm saying is more than likely you're going by original list price, because there's no way to disclose legally the actual sale price of that property. Like it could have came in for sale at 380 and closed at 320, but you're looking at 380. See the marginal difference there?
Yeah, but that's why we were talking about the average. But now this is my take from talking to Dr. J and Coach Mark at another time. My understanding is that when we submit, that they are going to be able to, and I don't know, and of course I know Mr. Seigler is definitely connected And he may call you, I'm sure he has his own realtor, so he has to go into find out things as well. But what I understand is when it's submitted, they do their due diligence as well. But we, as a layperson, now you have an advantage, but as a layperson, if we can come to you, that's great. But as a layperson, we're to take the average and submit
Right.
that. They're on their end, they're going to do their due diligence to find out what the actual numbers are, and make sure that that makes sense with the formula. So, because all they have to do is just go back and input, what is actual in comparison to what we've gone with, and know that it's a deal that's worth going after or not. But that's my understanding of that. I don't know if that helps you now.
Yeah, can I piggyback off of that? And I
Fair,
honestly
fair enough. I just wanna.
Say what now?
Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure that I'm aligned with everybody else.
Yes, you are.
And how we're actually doing it. Okay.
Yes. Charity had a statement. Then I have a question on your first question.
And
Your first statement.
what I believe that we are to do is pretty much look at all of those apps like Zillow, PropWire, PropStream, and actually see the average, like which ones are they, which ones are we really looking for? And on top of that, I think they said that we're looking for something 6 months. Like within that, yeah, because at first they said 1 year. Yeah. And I believe he came back on another training.
In the market condition, it's not gonna be 1 year for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think that's why he moved it up to 6 months, where you're looking at comps within the 6 month period. Okay. Well, that's good to know, Veronica. Thank you.
So my jumping back to your first question, hopefully I can remember. I mean your first statement.
About being you should make an offer that makes you uncomfortable.
Yes. Would you give just for the benefit of the group, could you give us an example of what your mentor was saying about the 10-10-10?
I can't. Some of that stuff is private, but he was just saying find little things like liens, or just start dropping it 10-10-10. Don't drop it too low. But I got a good example of a deal I have in Moss Point right now. Nadia and I was working on something, and after I ran the numbers, I'm so uncomfortable calling that owner and offering him $5 grand for his house, but I'm gonna do it.
There you go. Okay. So tell us this. What was it that the owner was asking for in the beginning? That's why I'm saying kind of an example.
He doesn't know what he wants for it. He just wants to see where my head is at.
Okay.
And because I haven't seen the inside of the house, I maxed out that repair value at, I think, 50 plus. Because it might need a lot of work on the inside. And for him to brush us off the way that he did, he just want a number from us. That tells me that he probably don't care about it. He just want to see if he can make a quick buck off of it.
Yeah, it does sound like it.
But it's in Moss Point, and I thought I was gonna get away with maybe 11 grand, but then what I didn't do right is I added 5,000 for our fee instead of 10. So when I added that 10 in, it dropped it to 5.
Okay.
So that's where we are.
Okay. So was there anything for this particular? Was there when you looked at what was on PropWire, Zillow, and those other sites? What kind of estimate did they give?
I ran actual comps on it. I didn't even bother with the other stuff because of my training. Gotcha. I'm honestly, unless y'all tell me otherwise, I'm going with whatever I run on my comps.
That's of course, because yours is going to be closer to being accurate than what we find. But I was just wondering if
that's because I can pull data directly out the MLS, which that's the advantage that you mentioned that I have.
Exactly. But I was just wondering if you, but of course, like you said, you wouldn't go to that because you don't have to. But I was just wondering what it would have
Now,
shown after the public.
I would have went with PropStream. And if I wasn't paying for PropStream, I probably would have went with PropWire. Zillow would have been my very last option.
Gotcha. That's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm asking these questions.
Now, anytime y'all see me post on Facebook about it's okay to believe in Santa Claus because people still believe in disaster, you can laugh.
That's good. That's good. Okay. From the group, anyone have any concerns that we can address, and if we can't answer, that we can ask? Okay, so I'll go back to what I was doing here. So one of the things that he shared. Another one of the things he said about making the offers, but he gave kind of this side, Dr. J. He was saying we want to make sure that as leaders, as success team leaders, those at the top that are to take not just Mississippi but the whole Gulf Coast region, that we're constantly building a team. That's what our mind is towards: building a team, inviting. Now I'm working on something for us. Where we'll have something to send out. I think I've sent it in the email. Y'all, if an email comes and something doesn't work, please let me know. Lady T is good about letting me know, Ms. Tanya, but the rest of you as well. Let me know if you get an email and something doesn't work. I've set up a YouTube page now. It's on my business site so that I can put in YouTube links for everything. So if something doesn't translate, this is being, coming out and it's not on a YouTube link, say that it's on Google Drive. Just let me know and I'll make sure to link that. But so constantly inviting, making offers, and then the one thing that Dr. J stressed was do the activity without emotions attached. Now, what does that mean? For those who went on when he said that, he gave the example of brushing your teeth. And so I'm going to say, because I don't know.
It's just numbers. He always say it's just numbers.
Yeah, just numbers. So that if something doesn't add up, or you got an offer and you think, this is my deal, and then it doesn't, like she just said, it doesn't add up, don't become emotionally attached to it. Next, because when you put that toothpaste on that toothbrush and it does its job, then you spit it out. You're not going to keep it. You don't become, oh, I must have this toothpaste. All right, so it's just a part of the process. Move on to the next thing because there's a lot more out there.
That's the same thing as telling, if you sound the same as the teachers and brokers tell us, like when we get a deal, get a buyer and get under contract, do not play with the calculator to figure out what your commission is, because the deal has to close. And if the deal doesn't close, then your feelings is hurt.
Right. And I mean that goes to the old adage that we've heard since we were young children. Don't count your chicks before they hatch.
Right.
So it's got to actually happen before it happens. Mm-hmm. So and the thing too with managing your emotions, managing your expectations, is that when we do that, we're not going to be disappointed. We're not so. Speaking of the new gen guy, that's him again. We're not so easy to get stuck in a rut. So we want to make sure that and that's again too, adding to this is why Dr. J said 5 deals a day. Starting Monday, make sure that we've done starting tomorrow, I'm sorry, 2. But I'm just saying, starting Monday, present 5 deals a day. Make sure that you've got everything written out very clearly for them to see. Not you just figured it out, but that you have it all figured out. You have it all written out so that they can be able to check it. They can be able to, if they want to, affirm things or reaffirm things with the owner, they have all that information, and then they're ready to go. But if they want to start receiving, and I can't say that this is team wide because he's speaking to us. So I can't say that this is, WTPE wide. I just know what he said to us.
Right.
Starts presenting 5 deals a day, but make sure that those deals are complete. That you've done your due diligence to make sure that everything is complete. But even here it says, look for the average median sale price on Google and in your area when you're talking about the comps. That is something that Coach Mark specifically said this evening. So you can go on Google and Google the zip code of the area where you're looking at for a house for a deal, and look for the average median sale price for that particular area. Any words on that, Veronica? Okay, good deal, good deal. You getting it on. You're an inspiration to us all, girl. You're an inspiration. Yes, yes, yes. Keep it going, keep it going. All right, so now my question.
I set this timer for an hour, so I'm trying to make it to an hour. I'm almost 30 minutes in.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
I have a question.
Yes, Tanya, go ahead.
Okay, when we're looking, are the properties off market, or are we doing both off market and MLS for the
My
5
understanding is both.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
Yes, yes. Okay, so now what I'm about to share at this point, see my chart here, it's whited out on the screen. But this was a question that I asked because this seems to be, for whatever reason, what I'm running into more than anything else. When I end up seeing, excuse me, for sale by owner sign. Once I go in and find that property, it turns out that it is a property that's ready, that's move-in ready. They've recently had the roof redone. The plumbing is on par. You know, just the house is ready. Okay. So I asked about lease options. Now, he pointed out, I'll say this before I go through the list. He pointed out that at this point, they're not accepting lease options. So he just gave us information to know for the future. Right now, they're concentrating on the wholesale deals, stick to flips. But I did want to know this. I'll share this, but I give that waiver in the beginning that disclaimer that they are not accepting that at this point because they haven't trained totally on it. But I asked if we have a lease option deal or something that we think could be good for lease option. What kind of things should we look for? What kind of questions should we ask? And so Dr. J was very clear that one of the first questions, after you find out, you know, everything about the house, that it is in premium shape, one of the first questions that we need to ask is, what is the monthly payment? Now, understand, in asking that is a psychological setup question. So by asking them what is the monthly payment, and say they come back and say, oh, it's $1,200. And then your follow-up question is something where you're going to use psychology and finding out something else. And that something else you're finding out is, are they motivated to move on of doing something with this property? So the answer that they say governs that. So what he said, what you asked in the beginning, what's the monthly payment? They tell you, oh, it's about about $1,200. So then your thing is, well, we have a program that if you use it, we might be able to get someone into this home quickly and with you more money down the road. So if you're interested in making more money, some money now and then a greater sum of money down the road, would that interest you? So if they say, you know, yes, they are, then you know that they're motivated. The other thing he said that we can ask is, or say something like, well, you know, you got 1,200, you know, you say it's 1,200 a month. Oh, well, I'm glad that you at least have enough money to pay for your mortgage where you're staying now and this empty home, you know, something to that effect, or something to the effect of, I'm glad you got the type of job and income that you can afford paying for 2 properties at one time. If a person comes back with well, not really, it is a strain, then that's where you can follow up with, well, we have a program, blase, blase. We have a program that we can help, help you get someone into that home where you're getting some money now, and then 2 years down the road, get a lot more for that property than what you would get today. Will that help you out? Because if they are in a position where they are paying for 2 properties, and some are even paying for 3. So if they're in a position where they're paying for 2 properties at one time, and they don't have anybody in it, and they're like, I really need to smooth, asking those questions reveals that to them. It reveals, hey, I really don't want to be paying for this for a long period of time. And secondly, if you got something that'll help me out, I'd like to know about it. So that's just, something that we can stick in our back pocket, so to speak. But I thought it was, pretty neat to get that kind of information right now.
That nice nugget.
Yes, a very nice nugget. Yeah, so I have the other statement down here. If I can rid you of this home, and then you can buy it later down the road. So, did y'all have something to add to that? Any caveats or nuances?
You actually put it as in a good perspective, and to make sure that you guys get an understanding before you do that offer, do ask those questions a couple of like that. So what's the monthly payment here? And once they give you that, then you'll know what that's a pain point. Mm-hmm. So this is what we're actually looking for, their pain points. And then after they give you that, that's whenever you do say, oh wow, well at least you're able to make both of your mortgages. That's awesome. And then they'll give them the leeway to tell you more information on if they're able to, if they are paying and it's a pain point, right? And then after that, then that's when you offer like, well, wow, if I can rid you that headache, that pain point, and get you in this program, how would that work out for you? So, just to give y'all a perspective, I mean, we can do role playing another day or whatnot, and that'd be great for us to kind of get our feet wet to know how to talk to and speak to the homeowners.
Thank you for saying that as a role play. The role play, I just thought about it. I have not sent it out to y'all. It is on YouTube. We have a role play for where Charity and Miss get me out now. What's her
name? Was it Sheila?
No, the lady that role played with Charity.
Diane.
Diane Park. Yeah. We have a role play about being able to talk to a wholesale deal with the owner. So I'll put tonight when I get in, I'll put that link in the that YouTube link in the chat. Hey, Sophia! But I'll make sure that I put that link both in the Telegram and I'll send it out to you. I think I have email from everybody that's what's that, Sophia?
What's she saying?
Say it again, because I didn't want to talk over you. Sophia?
I'm sorry.
No, what did you say?
I'm just listening. I just wanted to say hi.
What's up? Let's see. Somebody just put in the chat, I have a potential new team member. Call at 800. Gratitude to everyone, or 8 o'clock, for your wisdom. And oh yes, definitely do the follow-up. All right. Yes, congratulations, son. Blessings to you as well. So, real quick, this evening, just for our team, I wanted to point out a couple of things, and we're going to close this out because I know the hour is late now. It's almost 8 o'clock. 2 minutes. So, speaking of pain points, what I want everybody on the team to do is to visualize what you want your life to look like in 6 months. We're not even going out a year. In 3 months, which was January, because he's really pushing. There you go. It's mine.
So it's 6 months?
Oh no, yours is 6 months. Mine is 3. Yours is 2. You which one? What? December.
January, February.
Ooh, okay. Hey, okay, all right. Y'all put your birthday month in the chat. Y'all put your birthday. Yeah. So I want you to take out a sheet of paper whenever you're doing this. I want you to take out a sheet of paper and I want you to put down 5 things. 5 things you want to be able to do. November 13th coming up. All right. Yes. That's Sophia. No, that's Sophia.
No, Miss Tanya.
Oh, she's on the
Tanya got a
call.
call. Oh, okay.
She's on the call. She's on the call. On follow up.
Yeah.
So put down what you want to be able to do financially in 6 months. And even what you want to be able to do in 3, but definitely in 6. And 5, your 5 top things. If it's a cruise, that's what I'm talking about right there, Charity. If it's a Charity said, retired my cousin Sandy Coleman. Yes. So, so the thing is, when you talk about pain points, we have to think about our pain points in order to get some kind of motivation. And you know, this leans deeply into your why, because when it comes to making that call and you're thinking, you know, I already had talked on our team about being accountable to one another and having accountability partners and, you know, even being each other's VA. If you don't necessarily have the money to pay for a VA, get with your accountability partner, have them call for you, you call for them. And so if you start thinking, what is it that I really need to happen, and then write it down. Now, after you put those 5 things down, what Mr. Seidel has told, and every time I go through a training like this, is to put a date on it. Now, where this has come in for me is I had prayed for a mentor and put a date on it, and down to the date that mentor showed up. Blew my mind. It's on, because I did my vision board this summer. First time I had really gone on and done one. I would written stuff down. This time I cut out pictures and all this stuff and did a vision board. And it just hit me that I had put down certain things to happen by September. Actually by September 15th. And I was looking at my vision board the other day and just about, I want to do one of your numbers, maybe. I want to do my little dance, do my shop, we're ready to run around the house like me. Okay? Because I realized, oh my God, Lord, you did it. You did it, but of course there are things that I did as well. So I want to put a date on it, because then you're motivated to do things. It's not just a thing of, you know, I'm manifesting because I'm saying it. I'm manifesting because I'm speaking and I'm doing it. Because faith without works, you know, it's going in the ground and never to ascend again. And we don't want our visions, we don't want our dreams, we don't want that wonderful idea she had about a QR code. We don't want what's up here that God has given us to go into the ground and turn back to dust. It does nobody. Right. So write those things down that are your serious pain points of why you need those 5 things to happen. After you write those 5 things down, then write those 5 reasons why you need that to desperately happen in your life. So then it's not just I want, but you put some emotion behind it. Because see, we act off emotion. We buy anything we buy it off emotion. Every single thing. You can say, well, I didn't buy this off emotion. Yes, you did. When you stop and you think about it, it was because you emotionally bent to buy that versus something else. So Sophia says retire. I love it. She's putting it in the chat. Y'all go ahead and do that too. Retire. Be financially free. Own a home. Help my family. Take cruises. Come on, man. Live a peaceful life. See, she's putting it out there in the atmosphere, putting it in the universe, because you know the thing. Get in my preach phone. The thing here is, you know, right now we got everybody saying, you know, put it into the universe. I'm going to even say the word Christian law. I am a Christ follower. Yes. I believe God created the universe and that He has universal laws. So yes, I'm going to speak things into the universe, because the universe is going to get it back to me. So whenever somebody says, don't get offended. Speak into the universe yourself. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. All right. So enough on that one. Anyway, So we've got those 5 things. Now, the other thing that we want to make sure that we're doing is the invitation thing. And when you're calling, if you do your own calls, the same thing. Don't become attached. Do not become emotionally attached to a yes. Do not become emotionally attached to a no. Of course, we want to celebrate our yeses when somebody says yes, I want to sign up. But if they say yes and then they don't do anything, they're just somebody on your team.
Yeah.
Now, so either way, we're not going to get emotionally attached to that. We're going to be excited. But the next thing we want to do is nurture those yeses. Once they come in when you're watching the 6 months and 6 figures, especially when you watch it with Eric Ward, Dr. J doesn't, Ms. Flagler, Jonathan, Mr. Jonathan, he doesn't go into it a whole lot, but into this part. But when you're watching it with Eric Ward as well as with John, I think his name is sorry, the guy who wrote the book six months, 6 figures. Anyway, when I tend to watch 3 to 5 different videos on the same thing, so I can hear a different way from different people. But when you're looking at that and you're talking about inviting, it's the same thing applies. You want to make sure that you invite a person, and if you take a long time to invite, if you got a person a month versus you're going fast and you're doing 20 people in 30 days. That training, 20 people in 30 days. And you get those 20 people, what happens is that momentum is built up. We are here in this room, and so by us being here in this room, we're community. We're able to encourage one another, motivate one another, keep each other going. So if we decide, yes, okay, they got a 30 for 30 going on right now, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to call. I'm going to try to get as many people on board right now. Then our team starts having that feeling of momentum because we feed off each other's energy. We are spiritual beings that are constantly vibrating. Every single thing in this room, we have from science, we understand that atoms vibrate. You don't see it with your natural eye, but it's always right. It has energy. Everything that seems still, the wood, the chair, the building, it all has energy. It's all vibrating. So we vibrate, and that vibration we feel from each other. So the point is right now is to build on that momentum. Call anyway. Don't get attached to a no. Don't even get attached to a yes. Celebrate your yeses. Celebrate your no. Okay, great. That tells me this person not interested. I got somebody else to move on to. Yeah. All right. And then when it comes to the yes, then you send them that thank you. Let them know, hey, I appreciate you. And then start setting up some things to nurture them. So I wanted to say that because I'm working on something for our team that will make it easier to nurture them by sending them to YouTube, setting up a nightly thing. So what I plan to start doing, I'm only going to be on for like 10, 15 minutes, is every night for the next week or maybe to the end of this month. I plan on jumping on, and I'll put my Zoom in the Telegram, and I'll send it out in the email. But I plan on jumping on from 9:15, 9:30 at the longest, just to either answer questions or to give some motivation or to teach about how to use ChatGPT or to do some other marketing things about social media, how should you post, what can you post. So give you different little tips and things, and then even pick up from you all so that we can keep our team growing. And so that if somebody does come in, they feel nurtured. They feel like, okay, I've got a place that I can go and I can ask questions. Because if you bring somebody in and you may not have time, then that will be the time you can say, okay, at 9 o'clock, there's going to be a Q&A that's going on, or there's going to be a tip and drip that's going on. Y'all like that tip and drip?
Come on.
So anyway, so I'll send that out this evening. I planned to start it last night, but I'll send that out this evening. So I wanted to kind of give you all that because there's a lot that we have now, particularly with AI, that makes it just, y'all, I'm not going to go into it at this point because we're already closed, but I'm telling you, everything that you've seen on sci-fi, where people have had meetings and they're in the same room together, even though they're thousands of miles apart, countries apart, it is here. Google, not Google, Zuckerberg just announced the week before that's about the glasses, and so right, and so you can be wearing the glasses and turn video, and while you're doing something, people are watching, you gotta do nothing else. If you wanted to tell you, what something is, if you're looking at a particular building or statue or type of food, it'll tell you if you want to translate a language. Somebody's talking to you and you hit a certain button, or do a certain thing on your phone, and then you're able to have a conversation with them, they're able to have a conversation with you. You ain't never learned the language. It's here today. So, so there's a lot of things that are in the marketing realm as well that we're going to be able to take advantage of, and I want to be able to bring that to you. All right, so anybody have anything else before we close out?
Yeah, I definitely want to say, welcome to Pamela. She's in California, joining in with us. And then we have our newest person, Sheila, who is in Gainesville, Florida. So here we are from coast to coast, and we got more coming to be a part of our team. We want to thank you all. Thank you so much, Veronica. And I see with Eleanor Blackwell is chiming in from Florida, as well as who else said? Sheila was on. Okay, Sheila and Sophia, thank you for coming on. I just want to say you matter. And what we have here is awesome. We're working together. And I thank God so much for our awesome teacher who laid this thing out like nobody's business. God has put him here in such a time as this. Thank you so much, Eric. Let's give him a big come on. Tell you, and thank you so much, Nadia, for joining with us and Charity and got a power team. Yes, we're gonna.
You have something else to say too.
Well, look at my mama how to sweat. But I want ChatGPT, you guys, is serious. And the reason why I want to say something about it is because a lot of people are afraid of AI. They thinking that, they're thinking about our robot with Will Smith. Like the robots is gonna come and take us all out. But y'all gotta understand, it's something that we control. It's not somebody else controlling it for us. We actually have control over it. So we have to utilize the new technology for our benefit. And I just want, I want y'all to, and I'm talking to myself too, because I need to do my due diligence and actually go on more resources and researching on it to know how to implement it with business. And I've been hearing nothing but great things about it because I follow nothing but great people. So I want to say that, and I'm gonna put that out there for Mr. Eric to give us maybe like an hour training. That's okay. An hour training on Chat GPT. And you know, some people are better with group settings and learning. So maybe that can kind of give you a little motivation after we do a training, but yeah, please you guys utilize that. That's gonna be awesome. All right. Yeah. Now you're ready.
So I'll say this concerning ChatGPT. I am a big comic book fan as well as Marvel fan. And so the thing that I think, if you know anything about the Avengers, you know about Iron Man. What's the guy's name that is Iron Man? Tony Stark. There you go. That's the one that's there we go, right? I was about to say Robert Downey. Yeah, Robert Downey is the actor, with Stark. So the thing with Stark is that he basically uses ChatGPT. So if you think of it, you are Tony Stark, and you're able to give commands that end up coming alive. And you can set up ChatGPT to be your mentor. You can set it up in the sense, I say mentor in the sense of giving you instructions, like outlining your day. You know, so there's so many things. Yeah. It could go to that point of you learning how to do that part. So anyway, we'll get into that. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Would you mind praying us out, please?
All right. So Father God, we thank you for another opportunity, just to be in your presence, God. We thank you right now for this meeting, God. We thank you for everything that you're doing through us, God. And God, we pray and we ask, God, that you continue to give us wisdom, continue to give us knowledge, continue to allow us to grow together. God, we thank you for everything that has been shared on tonight. And God, as we leave this place, but never your presence, we pray right now, God, for your hand of protection. And until we meet again, we give you all the praise and all the honor in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen, amen, yeah. You saw that, baby, she knows she did. Like, you know she did it all those things, yeah.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, guys, so glad for. Love you. That was good.
Yes, indeed.